Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So the Mets are a different team tonight than they were earlier today, than they were yesterday. Those that haven't heard, they agreed to a 3-year deal with Clay Holmes. 3 years, I think it's $38 million or $39 million. He's getting about $13 million a year. And they're going to try him out as a starter. So they brought in Frankie Montas already too. And now you got Montas, you've got Clay Holmes, you've got Kodai Senga, who's an injury risk. You've got Peterson and Paul Blackburn. That is not an offense you want to roll with. No, I mean, pitching rotation you want to roll with deep in the postseason. So I expect them to make a full run at somebody like Corbin Burns. I've said that already. If they can't get him, I think they're going to try and trade for Garrett Rochette or something like that. And of course, they're going to try and bring back. I think they're going to try and bring back Sean Manaea, who also received an aggressive offer from the Oakland A's or the Sacramento A's. Wound up going with Luis Severino. So, a great way to the Yankees for them to flex here. And again, keep this in mind. The market for starting pitching right now is crazy. Guys are getting paid, right? Clay Holmes getting $13 million a year. He's never thrown a start. He's never been a starter before. Montas getting like $16 million a year, being an oft-injured starter, right? And we haven't even included Walker Buehler. We haven't included Jack Flaherty and some of these other guys. So that still remains to be seen, which leads me to believe that, the Yankees should be investigating all avenues to trade Marcus Stroman and Nestor Cortez. Those guys can get that much for those guys, then the Yankees can get some good value back for those two guys. And I would not hesitate to add a prospect to try to move Marcus Stroman. Instead of eating some of his contract, I would try to get a good prospect attached to him and let a team eat the contract. And save the whole $18 million and get his $18 million option for 2026 off the books too. So I know this talks about Chicago. Bellinger talks about Horner, talks about some other folks. Ryan and the boys from Fireside put out an intriguing one earlier today with Lamont Wade Jr. for first base and Taylor Rogers for the bullpen in exchange for Marcus Stroman. So that would be, and again, they both have a year left. Rogers would be a good lefty to add to the bullpen. Lamont would be with contact hitting first baseman, who would be an upgrade over Anthony Rizzo. So, and on the relative cheap, which then they can use Nestor Cortez in a separate trade and try to continue to save money. And again, now that Trent Grisham has accepted a pay cut for $5 million for 2025, he could be a starting outfielder for a team who wouldn't mind a starting outfielder with an elite glove for $5 million. So there are options here, and I expect them to investigate trading Jose Trevino. I thought he might have been an option for the Rays, but the Rays signed the catcher today. So, but he can be an option for the Padres. Now, how does this all put? Where all these pieces of the puzzle come together? Well, the Yankees are linked to there's mutual interest, severe mutual interest between them and Max Fried from the Braves, right? And he wants a second meeting with the Yankees. He had a great Zoom. He liked what they were selling, liked what they were doing, and what they believed in, and so on. So, and he's excited about that. So that is a good thing. But keep in mind, okay, he is attached to a qualifying offer, just like Corbin Burns is, just like Christian Walker, just like Pete Alonso. A lot of these guys, they're all attached to QOs. So remember, anytime you send somebody with a QO, it affects the international pool. You have to give up 2 draft picks, okay, which is 10% of your draft. They only pick 20 picks now in the draft. 1 pick each round for 20 rounds. That's 10% of your draft right there. Okay, and $1 million in international money, which is about 15% or so of your international money. And, I know they're going to try to get Roki Sasaki. I don't know if they're going to get him or not. A lot of people just have him automatically picked at the Dodgers. I get it. But the Yankees want to have as much resources as they possibly can to try to get him here. Right? So, a great way to counter Montas and Holmes to the Mets would be bringing Max Fried here, or to another degree, Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns will cost more, probably $10 million more per year. He'll probably get an extra year on his contract, too. To me, Max Fried, if you want Max Fried, you got to trade Marcus Stroman. If you want Corbin Burns, you have to trade Stroman and Nestor Cortez to clear enough payroll room to make it somewhat feasible. But if you get one of these guys, then forget about Cody Bellinger for first base because they're not going to be able to afford it. So that's another thing. But they'd be more likely to go the trade route, maybe a Josh Naylor, or maybe Lamont Wade, or maybe try to get Carl Santana for agency, or maybe Vinny Pasquantino from the Royals, or something like that, as opposed to Cody Bellinger's $27 million. So I think it's going to be one or the other, because they're both big expenditures. Soto, obviously that's priority number one. Once he makes his decision, then we'll have a better idea. And again, keep in mind too, I said this yesterday. The Yankees were willing to go $30 million a year for 10 years for Yamamoto after Soto, knowing that he was going to cost at least $30 million. If you think they don't have the money allocated for Soto, think again. They're one of 4 teams that are already over 700 with their bids. There are over 700, or at least at 700. Okay, they've matched already Shohei Otani. Okay, 4 teams have matched it already, at least 4. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, and they need to be factored in. But again, to me, a good way to counter those guys would be, and the only way I would give somebody, I would only give one player attached to a qualifying offer a deal this season. It would have to be either Burns or Fried, or probably Christian Walker, who's still going to be upwards of probably $20 million. He'll cost less than Cody Bellinger, but he's going to cost a 2 or 3 year deal most likely. And he's already on the wrong side of 30. He's 33 years old, so that has to be factored in too. So this is where we're at right now, right? And what are they going to do? They can get Burns, Tim King. They can get Burns. They'd have to make some correspondence. I mean, the Burns puts them over the Cohen threshold. Has to be okay with that. They obviously have to make some trades too. Yandy Diaz is another one. Yes, he's another good option if he came. Yes, sir. Good. Thank you for bringing him up. I forgot about him. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than Bellinger. I don't think lefty on first base is written in stone, but I think they want to have a lefty to bat fourth in between Judge and Stanton. I think. So, but again, I don't work for them. They don't pay me, so they may disagree with me completely. So, now Flaherty's not attached to a QO. Neither is Walker Buehler. Flaherty's going to cost them with the prices that these pitchers like Luis Severino, like Manaea, is going to get between 20 and 25 million a year now. So is Flaherty, because of the other price that these other guys have gotten. Pitching prices are insane right now. So, which is why it might make more sense to try to get Bellinger and then try to get Buehler, or try to get Yandy Diaz and then try to get Jack Flaherty. That might be a better pair at first base and at pitcher, right? But I don't know. Yeah, to Santander, Burns, Fried, that's 3 players attached to QO. That's 6 draft picks and $3 million. That's half your draft pool for international money for those guys. All those guys are at least 30 years old, so I'm a hard pass on that. And none of them would be worth what Soto would be worth. And that's the other key. Yeah, a lot of fans act like the Yankees are broke because they don't have an understanding of, and they're getting a lot of bad information from other sources. Like this leak from Carlos Mendoza's son, which was corroborated by nobody, right? And that's what people were going with today. A couple of days ago, they were going with the Yankees had tapped out of 550, which is also bogus. Okay, the Yankees are still in, as are the Mets, as are the Red Sox, as are the Blue Jays. Okay, the Dodgers are the only team of 5 that don't have an offer over 700. They're over 600, but they're not at 700. But again, they could be using this to drive up the price on the Yankees, and I think the Dodgers would be just happy getting Teoscar Hernandez back for $500 million less. And he'd still get good. He was great for the Dodgers last year. So why would they not want to bring him back? So the Dodgers can be used to drive up the price on the Yankees. I mean, that's what these people do. It's what agents do. It's what teams do. So I don't think Soto's going to the Dodgers anyway. But Durbin, as far as we know, cannot play third base. He plays second. Jazz Chisholm's third base. So, and this is where, so there's a lot of moving parts here. And based on what we know now, tonight, okay, we know there are 4 teams that are already at 700 for Juan Soto. People keep comparing him to Otani. They're different players in different leagues from different markets, right? It's a waste of time to compare him to Otani. And you got people saying today on Twitter, I'm not paying $700 million for a guy that bats .285 in his career. That's higher than Otani bats in his career. Otani bats .282. Did anybody even bother to look that up? Otani has 20 more home runs than Soto. He's 5 years older than him. Okay? It's not a flex. Okay? It's a pointless comparison to the two. Otani's perfect for the Dodgers. Soto's perfect for the Yankees. That's it. Okay? And at this point, at the $700 million mark, it's probably going to come down to where Soto really wants to be. Right? But if the Mets are willing to give almost $40 million for Clay Holmes, I wouldn't be surprised that if they went higher. I haven't heard anything that the Dodgers are up to $700 million now, John. I haven't heard that. Yeah, the Yankees are at 700, the Mets are at 700, the Red Sox are at 700, and the Blue Jays are at 700. Okay. But again, that's just the reporting too. Like, Heyman could be peddling Scott Boras talking. We don't know, right? So this is why it would be good for this Juan Soto situation to be resolved sooner than later. And again, pony up excuse. I don't know about that, Cardiac Nicks. He wants Soto. They wouldn't have traded for him if they didn't want to keep him. Pony up excuse. I don't buy that. The Mets are doing the same thing. Then the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, we had this whole saga last year, right? Otani's on an airplane. People were live streaming the airplane ride. And it wasn't even Otani. It was the guy from Shark Tank. Okay? This whole 6-hour live stream, people gained like 5,000 followers on the YouTube channel because they were getting people to follow. Oh my God, go enjoy Otani airplane. It wasn't even him. Wasn't even him. No. This is where it's crazy. If the Yankees are at 700, why doesn't he just sign? Makes no sense. Well, it does make sense. I mean, when you're a player, he is the superstar this year. Okay, and this is a Boras thing. When you're a Boras client, he's going to try and milk every dollar out of the teams. That's Boris's job. It's his job to represent the player. So maybe the opt-outs aren't where they want to be. We don't know the details of that stuff yet. We just know we know there are multiple opt-outs. We don't know where the opt-outs are, right? And we don't know if there's deferred money on some. We don't know. So we just don't know. And keep in mind, Otani. Otani had one team bidding for him at $700 million. Soto has four. The bidding war on Soto is a hell of a lot bigger than it was on Shohei Otani. But if you want to blame people for the money being this high, blame the Dodgers. They're the one that set the new threshold with Otani with $700 million. They outbid Mike Trout's biggest deal by almost $300 million. So it's crazy. They're different players. He's not a 5-2 player, John. But we can call him all he wants. He's not going to be a two-way player for 10 years either. And he's also 5 years older than Soto. Okay? He would not be as good as he is in LA, or in New York as he is in LA, Otani. He couldn't even handle the New York media. He refused to meet with the Yankees and refused to meet with the New York media. Okay? So I don't buy the comparisons because of the fact he couldn't handle New York. I don't buy that. This is why it's a waste of time to compare the two. It's a waste of time. Let the Dodgers enjoy Otani. I'm going to let the Yankees enjoy Soto. Hopefully he comes back. You know, to 480 million in today's, well, that's an actuary figure. He's going to get every dollar of the 700 million, Shohei Otani. That's what matters. Present value of the cut, that doesn't make a difference. He's not going to get 480 million. He's going to get 700 million. So, and that's the deal, right? So, yeah, it's just, well, exactly, Brad. Significance, yeah, I mean, the game is different. The Blue Jays did offer 700 million. Yes, they did. Yeah, and it sounds like they offer 700 million to Soto too. But they also going to have to re-sign Vlad. So next year. And again, you have all these people that are making up these ridiculous excuses. Well, so Soto can't really. He's not a good fielder. Made one error last year. People complaining about his fielding and his base running. You put him on turf. You think he's going to get any better? In Toronto. Do we have any idea why we're making up these ridiculous arguments? Are we just dying for Soto to go to the Mets? Why? I think the Mets have to. I think they're going to try to bring Manaea back. I think they're going to try to bring in Corbin Burns because this is not a rotation to present to Juan Soto. No. Yeah, Murakami's not coming until next year, John. To a major league contract as well, so he's going to get a hell of a lot more. No. And I'll say this too. Soto doesn't want to do deferred money as far as we know, Mark. I don't think he wants to do deferred money, so I don't blame him. That way the Yankees don't tie themselves in or another team don't tie themselves in for 20, 25 years. So, not sleeping on the Dodgers. I don't see the Dodgers getting him, but I'm not sleeping on him. People are sleeping on the Yankees more than they're sleeping on the Dodgers. Yeah, the Mets need 2 more pitchers, Brandon. They do. Corbin Burns is very possible in saying, yes, you're right, he is. Since they lost Blake Snell, they're going to go hard after him. Social, yeah, exactly. There's too much propaganda on social media, Brad. Too much propaganda. So that just gets digested over facts, right? That's why I don't do politics on this channel. That's why, there's too much baloney and propaganda peddled on social media. There's other YouTube channels that peddle the propaganda politically. Go right ahead. Go for it. So, but Vladdy's got to come back. I mean, they're going to lose Vladdy and Bo Bichette, the Blue Jays. So Soto, it's not going to be enough. Dodgers project. That's a good question, Mark. I'm not sure. Since they added 36, and with Teoscar too. I mean, if they brought him back, they're not going to bring in Soto and Teoscar. No, the A's did offer a contract to Manaea. I haven't found the details yet. But I just heard it was an aggressive. I don't know if it was bigger than the A's contract, which apparently is the largest contract ever in Oakland A's history. Or now it's the Sacramento A's. So apparently that's the largest contract they've ever offered, which is crazy, but true. No. He refused to meet with the media, little pandas, but who cares? Beat the die. He did nothing in the World Series against the Yankees, so let's not go down that road, the pandas. The Dodgers are not a dynasty. You got to win multiple series in a row only to be considered a dynasty. So he did nothing in the World Series. Yeah, the Yankees would land a draft pick in the 4th or something like that, Joe. Yeah, exactly. Even though he's the number 1 free agent in baseball, but since they're a repeat offender over the thresholds, the picks go down. They go down. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad Soto got his bag. He made an additional $46 million here, John. So good for him. And maybe they will. Maybe they will trade Sevy. So I think so. I'm not sure. I mean, look, the winter meetings start Sunday. I will be reporting live with Hector from Morning Brew Sports every single day for the winter meeting. So you'll get everything that comes in, whether it's Yankees or not. right? So, and again, just make sure if your notifications are not turned on with this channel, make sure they're turned on. That way you'll get it all the time. So, but I think obviously, some Scott Boras will be at the winter meetings because he has a whole lot of other clients that need to be signed. So he'll be there. And my guess is Soto will be there. We know Brian Cashman's going to be there, and Hal's probably going to be there because the owners and the GMs get into these rooms and huddle and negotiate deals. So I expect the Yankees to be busy. So it's Sunday night. Yeah, it all starts Sunday night. Like the real activity starts Monday. The real activity. No, none of these teams are a dynasty. Astros, no. Even the Giants. They weren't a dynasty. The Dodgers are sure not a dynasty either. Now, if he wanted to be with the Mets, he would have signed already too. Tim King. This is free agency. This is what happens when you're the number one free agent, when you're a superstar. It gets dragged out. Patience, fans get impatient. I get it. But again, when you have this much money thrown at you, which none of us have happened, we would want to be patient with our decision making too. And again, this would be a decade plus commitment. That's not an easy thing to make. So, it's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, Bregman, $26 million a year for 6 years. Astros offer Bregman that. Well, the boy, I'll give the Mets this. They made adjustments to Sean Manaea. They made adjustments to Luis Severino, and they were pretty solid this year. So I would not be surprised if they made Montas and Holmes better. Jesse, yeah, Soto's overrated. Get real, dude. Come on. Get real. Tanaka Matsui. Could you imagine that? 3 and 5 years. Nah, I wouldn't call it a dynasty. Got to win in consecutive years. You're a good team, but not a dynasty. A great team. But that's just my take. You're entitled to your take too, Talbot. Yankees won 3 in a row. They almost won 4 in a row. And then they lost in the bottom of the ninth and the seventh, game 7, and then game 7. So, to the Diamondbacks. I get it. Would I take 6 years of Mookie Betts or Prime Soto? Yeah, contact hitters have an advantage. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. He's overrated only if he gets. Oh, so he's only overrated if he gets paid $700 million. Okay. So you have a criteria for the overrated. Okay, I get it. Thanks for the clarity there. Yeah, Hal's in this. He's heading the negotiations. So, and again, he is not billed. They're still in there. All the stuff that all these reports are hearing that the Yankees are out were bogus. As much as Met fans and Yankee hating fans would love to hear, none of them are true. No, yeah, they can't. There is not a player in baseball that would have the same impact for the Yankees than Juan Soto. Not one. Not even a combination of players. Yeah, 2001. Yeah, then that was off Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time. He blew that 9th inning. Get that double up Tony Womack. He had a couple of bad throws there, bases, and then Luis Gonzalez hit that game winner and brought him in. That was Mo. So it even happens to the best of them. How much the luxury tax allowed goes over the threshold again? Well, it depends on what threshold, Beagle. I mean, they paid an additional, I don't know, it was $60 million or something like that. I think, at least 60 last year. So it's significant depending on the levels. Every level you go up in threshold, it gets more significant. So I like Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is great, but I like Soto better for the Yankees. Betts is great for the Dodgers. That's a good question, Tyler. I don't know. Well, third base, I think it's going to be Jazz Chisholm in 2025. I mean, he's got 2 more years here. Well, bench players are that's a good question. Well, I think DJ is going to be one of them. I don't think they're going to be able to move him. Probably Oswaldo Cabrera. A backup catcher is always on the bench, whoever that is going to be. And then one other player, like an backup fourth outfielder or something like that. Probably, if it's not Grisham, it's probably going to be Everson Pereira, who just got a fourth option too. When two Yankee players got fourth options the other day, which makes them, more appealing to stay or more appealing in trade option or in trade packages as well. So. Oh, I don't think Jazz is moving to go to second because they're bringing up Caleb. The plan is to bring up Caleb Durbin for second base. Peraza is out of options, Joseph, so I can't see it here, unfortunately. They should trade him and give him a chance, like a fair chance to win somewhere, to play somewhere. Cole versus Burns stats. Yeah, I mean, they're both super front line. I would not have. I said back Tim King. I said no to the Castillo trade back in the day too. Olsen was my first pick. I liked Harper, but I said no to Castillo because they wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Yankees. I passed on that. And even if we got those guys, we wouldn't. There's no guarantee we would have won a World Series with them. Phillies haven't won a World Series with Harper. The Braves haven't won one with Olsen, and the Mariners haven't won one with Castillo. So he says nothing's guaranteed. Caleb Durbin plays second. He's not going to play third. He doesn't have a strong arm. Jazz has the strongest arm. That's why he's going to stay at third. Caleb Durbin is a much more better position to play second, throw first base. Adames, I can't see. Not the price he's going to cost. I can't see it. Could have had Freeman. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Judge is better he's better in center field because he covers so much ground. He's good in right field as well, but Soto's better in right field and Judge in center. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for the Yankees to look at Arenado. For what position? Yeah. That's the question. What position? Could the Yankees get like the Yankees? They could get if they consider trading some of these guys. Like they can trade Stroman. They could probably attach a prospect and get a decent player in return. You trade Cortez, you can get a decent piece in return. You can even consider trading Clark Schmidt and get potentially a pre-arb player, pre-arb bat or something like that. I would try to trade one of these guys to the Marlins if I could, like a Nestor Cortez, and maybe add a catcher try to get like a Andrew Nardi for the bullpen, or try to trade one of these guys to the Padres and try to get Luis Arias for first base. Just a thought. He only has 1 year of control left. He wouldn't hamstring the team at all. There are a lot of options, D-Buckets, for the Yankees. I do think they need to have another frontline guy. I like the Yankees' ability to bring in, like guys that are 5 ERA guys and turn them into great contributors, but like they need a frontline guy to complement Weaver too. Like I would love Tanner Scott, but I think he's going to be expensive. But I wouldn't mind David Robinson or Kirby Yates or even Jeff Hoffman from the Phillies, even a Carlos Estevez. So, yeah, I passed on Arenado, John. He's got 3 years left on his deal. Schmidt in the prospect, if you can get Brendan Donovan, that's a guy. But I don't think the Cardinals are going to move him. He's the guy I would want from the Cardinals. He's the only guy I would want from the Cardinals. So, yeah, the Giants had interest in Stroman. I mean, the Tigers might have interest in it too. So, you might be able to move Stroman for something. What if you get him for a bullpen piece? Was it Camilo Doval's even with the Giants? That might be a decent trade. And if you want the Giants to eat money because they lost Snell, they need to add pitching. So it could be the trade could be lined up with the Giants. So Diaz and Fairbanks in the package deal would be nice. I think it's going to be expensive, but I think it would be nice. Why do you think Soto picks Mets, Steven? The problem is he's having shoulder problems, Kenzilla. I worry about why is he going to the Mets, Jesse? What advantage does the Mets have? They're definitely going to replace Holmes. I mean, they got to replace there's several relievers they have to replace. There's definitely some. Duvall from the Giants would be nice. You put him in the pen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rosenthal said the Cardinals are unlikely to trade Brett Helsley, but unless you can give him an offer he can't refuse, maybe. Maybe. The Mets don't have Judge, and they might lose Pete Alonso too. More money? No, they don't have more money. The Yankees are the most valuable franchise in all of baseball, not the Mets. Just because they have a rich owner doesn't mean he's going to be stupid. There's a reason why he's so rich. The reason why the Yankees are so valuable. And that's Forbes, comes out every year. The Yankees are the most valuable, and they're even more valuable than the Dodgers with Otani. Soto is greedy. How is he greedy? This is Scott Boris's job. First he's overrated, now he's greedy. Jesse, is the argument going to be consistent or what? Steve has more money. That means nothing, Tyler. It means nothing. Devin Williams will be a free agent. Yeah, he's filthy too, but I would not trade. I mean, people are saying we should trade Spencer Jones for him. I would not give Spencer Jones a 1 year Devin Williams. There's no way. But I would, enjoy. I would try to see what I can get, for him. So, yeah, Soto's enjoying capitalism. Yeah, exactly. What's all true, Jesse? Soto's a superstar. That's true. Yankees are more. Yeah, they're more than one every year. They're more valuable than the Mets, more valuable than the Dodgers. This is right from Forbes. Every single year it comes out. That's a good question, Mark. What would Josh Naylor trade cost? I don't know. Now that they brought back Shane Bieber today, it's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they'll take Ben Rice and Will Warren, or I don't know. It's a good question. Well, that's the question too. What does Soto want? Soto hasn't said anything. He stays out of it. This is Scott Boris's job to negotiate with the teams and so on. So it's his job. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's sitting back, just like Boris did his job. You didn't hear anything from Corbin Burns, right? You're not hearing anything from Blake Snell. You're not hearing anything from Pete Alonso. They're all Scott Boris clients. None of these guys are talking. Scott Boris is doing all the work. Same thing applies to Juan Soto. Spencer Jones, I think he could play first base for now, and then when Stanton moves on, I would move Spencer Jones to the outfield and Judge to DH. He's an elite outfielder, Spencer Jones. No, I don't think Soto's signing tomorrow, Alex. He's apparently supposed to meet with the teams tomorrow. So, and then, but I mean, I don't know if it happens tomorrow night. It happens tomorrow night, but I doubt it. Definitely, yeah. Homie's got an appetite. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah. What's the Mets? 5th place. Who's first? Yankees. People talk about Steve Cohen's money. If he had all that money, why isn't the payroll higher? He's building a community around Citi Field. He's got bigger aspirations other than just City Field. You know, Guardians are bringing back a familiar face in Shane Bieber. Good for them. But beyond that, I'm not sure. Not sure. A trade for Luis Roberts been floated around. I don't know. By the way, if you're enjoying this discussion, you're ready for the winter meeting, smack that like button, gang. Let's get over 100. Let's get over 100 likes as quickly as we can. I thank you for it. Max Fried is not Scott Boras' client. Him and Willie Adames are represented by CAA Sports. Aaron Judge struck out just as much, Todd, as Spencer Jones did. Spencer Jones also made an adjustment. If you saw the second half of the season, his strikeout rate went way down. His metrics are off the charts. But Aaron Judge struck out more than 200 times in his rookie year when he hit 52 home runs. So, the Mets own is much richer. That doesn't mean anything, Jesse. It's not a flex, dude, as much as you think it is. Doesn't matter if he's much richer. They're both billionaires. Doesn't change Soto's market. Okay? If he leaves, he leaves, but don't cry if he doesn't leave. Don't cry if he comes back to the Yankees. Okay? Well, that's what we're hearing. That they're not ruling out adding Burns or adding Fried to Soto, which is good. We don't know, Kansas, if they're not making moves. They're waiting 2 days for the winter meetings to be in the rooms for the big players. Scott Boras represents a lot of the guys that the Yankees want. So they'll be there with him at the winter meetings. So nobody's making moves right now, really. Boston hasn't done anything. Houston, none of these people have done anything. None of them. The Mets don't have more money. Steve Cohen has more money. But the Mets don't. I'm confident too, Ethan, that they'll probably add Fried if they add Soto. And that will be a nice addition. That'll be a nice addition. Appreciate you, Jesse. Thank you. I understand the Mets Yankees rivalry. This is a good heated discussion to have. It's a good rivalry to have, so I get it. And Steve Cohen, to his credit, he's made the Mets an attractive place to play for again. He has, since he's been here. They were a joke before he came here. He's turned them into a relevant team again. Good. The GM, yes, Tiffany, and the owner, Hal and Brian Cashman will be at the winter meetings. I would not give Spencer Jones and Roderick Arias for Luis Robert. I wouldn't do it. Not both of them. That's I'm saying, Joseph. Yeah, I would try to get Andrew Nardi for the bullpen from the Marlins. I would try to get for first baseman Luis Arias for first base from the Padres. He could be our leadoff hitter too. So, what's the? I don't know. I would ask Mets fan. What's the Mets plan B if when they strike out on Soto too? The Yankees are all in on Soto, so we'll see what happens. Got a lot of people just have him pegged to the Mets already. Guarantee him going to the Mets. Just waiting. We're not wasting our time trolling Mets channels, trolling Mets people. They're doing this, and they're doing it to us, though. So, kind of sad. Yeah, the Mets. Luis Severino, Adam Ottavino, the outfielder. Oh my God, I forgot his name. They traded Jordan Montgomery for him. Him, Frankie Montas. Now it's going to be Clay Holmes. Their manager, Carlos Mendoza, was a coach for the Yankees. Harrison Bader. No. Yeah, Arias would be, but I don't know if that. I mean, the Padres are in a financially precarious spots. I don't know if they'd make him available, but look, they need a catcher. They lost Higashioka. He signed with the Texas Rangers. They need pitching too. They lost Joe Musgrove. So how about Nestor Cortez and Jose Trevino to the Padres for Luis Arias? Something like that. That would be a good trade, in my opinion. I have no idea, Chris. Nobody does. Brandon, always a pleasure, my man. They are obsessed with the Yankees. They are. Look, Cohen's formidable, but he's not George Steinbrenner yet. But kudos to him for trying. Kudos to him for being aggressive. So again, he's made the Mets relevant again. So I got to give him that. I'll give him that. Yeah, well, I mean, and look, I mean, Clay Holmes is making $13 million a year, and he's never been a starter before. Absolutely, Tiffany. That's just the price for pitching right now, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Well, Soto isn't doing it. It's Boris is doing it. He's squeezing every cent out of every owner. That's why he's not signed yet. Again, that's his job. Like I said, his mission. I said this once the Dodgers signed Otani. So I don't know if you remember it. So I said it for the whole year. Once the Dodgers gave Otani $700 million, that gave Scott Boras the opening to ask for the same for Juan Soto. What's he doing? He's already gotten it. People are like, there's no way he's gonna. There's one thing I do know: it's economics in baseball. Okay, this was inevitable. Was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, Chapman too. Chapman's with the Red Sox now. Yeah, yeah. Soto has no loyalty, only playing here. He's a free agent right now. He hasn't signed yet. He got traded here, and he liked it here. So before we accuse him not being loyal to, let's see where he goes. Let's see where he goes. Tiffany, what 6-something mean? Contract? No, the Yankees are at 700 now. So the Red Sox, so the Mets, so the Blue Jays. Atlanta's been quiet. The Yankees have been quiet too. Yeah, a lot of teams have been quiet. The Giants have been quiet. Quite a few of them have been quiet. Jeter, well, Jeter also he tried to get like a lot of money, and then Cashman held his ground and said he told Jeter, "Go get the better offer and bring it to us," and he didn't get it. Cashman called him on his bluff, so we can go sign in, Troy Tulowitzki right now. Go get the better offer and bring it to us, and he didn't. So Cashman beat him at his own game there, and Jeter was also like almost 40 when he got that second deal. So, but he got his big deal. I don't think Loizaga is coming back. I think Stroman and Cortez have a very good chance of being traded. Probably separately, but I think Stroman gets moved. I think Cortez gets moved. I don't think they're going to get traded for an ace pitcher and a closer. No. Ace pitchers are going to have to come through free agency. A closer, maybe in a trade, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they might investigate a trade with the Rays. Yeah, Burns and Tanner Scott would be crazy, but they're both free agents. Burns is attached to a QO. Tanner Scott's not because he was traded at the deadline, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, Soto's got 4 teams at $700 million now. People say, yeah, I mean, the people keep saying they don't deserve that kind of money, and they're like, guys, Otani got it, and he was 30 when he got it. Soto's 26. So, and then again, this is the market. The Dodgers set the new market, not the Yankees. I don't know why people thought this wasn't going to happen. Once Otani said it, I've been saying it for the entire year. I don't understand why people are not listening. The entire year. Cubs are down the road, Mariners. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Oh, yeah, Tim King. I don't remember his name. Tanner is no attachment. Yeah, he's no QO. Stroman also throws about 150 innings, so he would be an attractive piece for a lot of teams, and it wouldn't cost multiple years at 20 million per. So, Yandy Diaz is another one. Yandy Diaz and Fairbanks would be a nice package if they could do something like that. Yeah, Boston did try getting Bieber. Shane Bieber went. I'm not surprised he went back to Cleveland. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, we did. The Mets are going to try him as a starter. I didn't think he would go as a starter, but that's where they're going to try him at. And again, they might be able to get something out of him. They made adjustments to Minaya. He pitched better. They made adjustments to Severino. He pitched better. So maybe they can do the same with Montas and Holmes. But that's not a rotation I would roll with. I think they're still going to try and bring back Minaya. I still think they're going to try and get Corbin Burns. No. Yeah, the market, exactly, Carlos. The Mets set the new trend, the new threshold to the market, and Scott Boras is following suit. No. I would personally pass on Arenado under any circumstances. No. He was good, and then he started blowing saves as a closer, and then I'm glad he found his identity as a middle relief guy later on in the season. Holmes, but the Mets are gonna try out a different capacity now, so good for him. And he also, had he gotten a qualifying offer, that'd been 21 million. He just got almost 20 million more than that. So that's good. Mega bucks. Yeah, Vladdy Jr. and Kyle Tucker from the Astros next year. Those are gonna be the two big free agents. I pass on Arenado too. I pass on him. Boone has nothing to do with them getting Soto. They don't get Boone. They don't get Soto. Boone's got to be fine. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Hal didn't get Soto. Let's fire Boone. I would imagine some people would be happy with that too, Mark. No. Shane McLaren. Yeah. Yeah. Well, exactly. I don't understand why people are blaming Soto. I don't understand why people are comparing him to Shohei Otani. They're different players in different markets. No. Bellinger could be a first base, but I think he's more likely if the Yankees get somebody like Walker Buehler. Unless the Cubs eat some money, or unless they trade like Stroman and Trent Grisham, not Cortez and Trent Grisham to the Cubs or something like that. You got to offset some salary because Bellinger's going to make $27 million this year. Next year, he's got a $25 million option or a $5 million buyout. So the Yankees could buy him out next year and then pursue Murakami if they wanted to. No. But I don't think, yeah, exactly, Heath. I don't think the Cubs will take Stroman back. I think they'll take Nestor Cortez and maybe Trent Grisham, but not Stroman. I think Stroman maybe to the Giants or to the Tigers would be a better fit. I do. So. Yeah, I know. People are just dying for Boone to get fired. There wasn't any clubhouse issues this year. Yeah. There are a couple Yankees channels who peddle nonstop Boone trashing and Cashman trashing every day, which it's sad. They're the opposing as experts, and they're not experts. I would not want to trade a bad contract for a bad contract. Like Stroman from Montgomery is an intriguing option, but you'd be getting a bad contract back. I would want to trade Stroman to a team like the Giants, who maybe we can get a reliever or at least a valuable piece, something like that. Ryan McMahon from the Rockies, if he became available, he's the only, him or Brendan Donovan are the only two situations where I would move Jazz to second base and then move Caleb Durbin in a trade for either one of them. The only situation. So, Petruzzi. Yeah, the players like Boone. They do. They have his back, and he has their back. Yep. Yeah, I mean, they went to the World Series this year, so yeah. I think Spencer Jones needs to have a good spring, and then if he does, start the year in AAA. That's my take on that. People just they trash Boone, and I mean, there's a couple of channels that hate on Boone, like with a passion. It's almost like their everyday conversation. No matter what, they have to revolve around trashing Boone, no matter what it is. And and then they trash Cashman on a regular basis too. They bring absolutely no value to the discussion. And that's not value. All they do is just trash these people. So, but that's them. That's them. I don't find them credible at all. No. Yeah. But that's what we got. Right? Let me double check really, make sure there's anything else. But I wanted to get you the information on, obviously, as you know, and how the Yankees could counter Montas and Holmes. They could add free, and it sounds like they would add Fried to Soto, not Fried as a plan B. He would be part of plan A. It sounds that's what we're hearing, if we're reading it right. So, yeah, exactly. The Yankees were projected to be a fourth place team, and they made it to the World Series. So, whatever. Oh man, Ethan, if you had an off season like that, sign me up for that, baby. Arias, Soto, Donovan, Fried, and Helsing. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, Molina. Yeah, he might get a shot. I would give him a shot at the minors first and make sure they can manage at the minor league level first. Yep. Well, Roki Sasaki, I mean, the Yankees will have a shot. Everybody's going to have a shot. He's not going to be posted until the money resets. I think it's December 15th. And everybody has their full allocation of international money. That's why he's not posted yet. So they're waiting for this to reset. That way they have 45 days to negotiate. The Korean baseball players in the KBO, you get 30 days. The NPB Japanese players, you get 45 days. And if you don't get a deal done within that time period, you have to go back to Japan or Korea for a whole year and try it again next year if you want to come back. So, yeah, there's 4 teams at 700 already for Soto. Yep. You keep saying they're all saying, who's there? Who's they're all saying, Yankee Mania? Who's they? They're made his choice. You haven't heard that from Roki, and his agent shot it down. So who's they're all saying, who's they? And what makes them all knowing? Just curious, Yankee Mania. Yeah, I saw that. Cubs looking at deal. Seiya Suzuki. Yeah. I did see the Cubs looking at deal Seiya Suzuki. Bleacher Report? Again, who on Bleacher Report? You're saying they're all saying. Bleacher Report is one little spot. That's not everybody. Sasaki's agent shot it down. If he goes there, he goes there, but he's not guaranteed to go there. But they could say what they want. So I wouldn't. I would keep Judge in center and Judge and Soto in right if Soto comes back. Soto's a plus defender in right, a minus defender in left, and I would have Jason Dominguez in left field. No. The only way I would like get a guy like say a Suzuki for left field is if you trade Jason Dominguez for pitching, like a frontline pitcher. Well, exactly. Who's on Bleacher Report? I don't even know. Don't even know who's on Bleacher Report. Hmm. Probably. He could be investigating the Dyer. Yeah, it's just that's kind of tampering. Can't do that. Luke Weaver, Cousins. You got Ian Hamilton. You got Mark Leiter Jr. You have looks like they're going to try and bring Tim Hill back. They're going to try and bring Canely back, and they're going to add some arms. They're going to add some arms. I think Yoendris Gomez, and they're going to add probably three arms in the bullpen. Mm-hmm. See ya, say ya. I like the call. I like that roll call. I like it. Yeah, but you know what? If he goes to the Dodgers, let him. I don't care. I could care less if he goes to the Dodgers. Yeah, I mean that's why I would try. I would go after like a Jeff Hoffman or a Tanner Scott if I'm the Yankees, a frontline closer, back into the bullpen guy to add to Luke Weaver. They do a great job at, and this is a flex for the Yankees of getting these relievers off the garbage dump and turning them into good contributors. They do a great job, but I think that adding a big piece would be a good idea. So, well, we're hearing that Soto does not want to do deferred money, so I don't think it'll be deferred. Not when it comes to the Yankees, at least. So, and I don't think they would. You know. But well, I mean, unless Soto says something different, but that's what we're hearing that Soto doesn't want to do deferred money. But you never know at the end; it could change. So. He is tight with Darvish. He also idolized Masahiro Tanaka when he was growing up. Trevor Hoffman, I doubt it. So does yeah. Hoffman's getting that's what I heard too, Ryan. Yeah. I mean, I would try to keep him in the bullpen, but Taylor Scott would be the Tanner Scott would be the big get for me. But we'll see. We will see. I mean, it's going to be crazy. This is where, like, we're 2 days away from the winter meetings. The reports are going to be all over the place. Speculation is going to be all over the place. We're going to get 100,000 people saying he's coming to the Mets, come to the Mets. You know, tomorrow, Carlos Mendoza's sister's uncle's boyfriend's nephew will have leaked it, like his son leaked it today. So there's going to be more of this stuff. More Randy Miller, more whoever these other people are. You know, it is what it is. I mean, if there's a huge signing bonus attached to it, maybe he will. I don't know. At the end of the day, we'll see what type of deal. And what I don't know is if you get a deferred money contract, does that mean the agent's cut is deferred also, or does the agent get all of his money up front? Because Scott Boras is like 70 already. I don't think he was going to be wanting to go into his 80s and the 90s. Like, you know. Beagle, you keep contributing, man. You keep saying what you want to say, my friend. I don't know, Javi. That's a good question. He specifically said it dies when not 70. That's what I heard too. But I don't know. John Heyman's just like all over the place right now. So yep. I think so too. If the Yankees are close to the Mets offer, he's going to come back to the Yankees. I too. I agree. Sandy Alcantara. Yeah, yeah. Maybe his bullpen depth or even rotation depth. Yeah, possibly. Yep. 1 year deal for 14. He got a $16 million option for 2026 also. Shane Bieber. So good for him. Good for him. Yeah, I heard that. Got mad. Because you got the guy asking him about the arson judge. Like, come on, it's years ago. What's the point of trolling the guy? Come on. It's like the ridiculous. What's the point of bringing that up? Does you're trying to troll him on live, I thought it was stupid. So, but yeah, he does peddle a lot of Boris narrative. We know that too. This is true too. But it is what it is. Neither one of them is making the decision for the Yankees. It's going to be Soto and Boris. So I could care about either one of those guys. But Manaea, Manaea, I think is going to get paid, man. He's probably going to he might get a 4-year deal now. Now that Severy's gotten 3, he might get a 4-year deal, Sean Manaea. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine the Yankees sign him? Manaea. Be cheaper than Fried. Be cheaper than Burns. So be cheaper than Flaherty. Be crazy. Yeah. I don't find WFA incredible at all. So I don't listen to them. I don't find, it's not going to listen to the Yankee channels who trash Boone and Cashman every day. And claim they have all these inside sources and know people. It's total crap. Yeah, Sevy, that was the largest contract the A's have ever signed. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fried was very impressed with the Yankees too. So and he wants a second meeting with them. Do I listen to Foul? Sometimes. I had Scott Braun on my channel a couple times. he came on and we were talking about stuff. I listen to Foul Territory sometimes. McMahon. Yeah, I don't think they'll get both of them, Manaea and Fried, but one of them would be good for the Yankees. I think they're going to add one starter. Who, I don't know yet. But it's going to be interesting. We don't know when the second meeting is yet. We just know that Fried wants it. So it could be the winter meetings for all we know. Could be. I don't know. There are players who show up in the winter meetings as well, so that'd be kind of cool to announce it there. That'd be really cool. That I would announce live because I'll be live with the winter meetings every day. So I hope the Yankees make some moves during the winter meetings and stuff. There's some good news to report. I really do. But we'll see. We will see. So stay tuned, gang. But go have a great night. Thank you so much for coming on. Hit the like buttons if you haven't done that yet. We'll try to get over 100 likes. I have no idea how many likes we have here. But my gut feeling for first base right now, you know what? My gut feeling is if they get Fried, they're not going to get Bellinger. If they get Fried, they may go Carl Santana. They may try to trade for Yandy Diaz. That's my guess. So, but you never know. They want to clear money. They got to trade Stroman. They have to trade Cortez. They probably have to trade Trevino and Grisham too. So, but Fried sounds like the most likely pitcher to sign with us now. So I'll take that if it happens. But with 94 likes, all right, we need 6 more to get to 100. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do before we leave. I thank you so much. Peace and love to all of you. Should we still go after Soto? Yes, we should, John. There's nobody who can have that same impact. How would we spend the money elsewhere? Nobody would come close to making that impact. There's going to be a lot of shorts coming. You know that, Joseph. Tons of them. Yeah, but I'll be live every day as well. So 100 likes. All right, thank you, gang. Appreciate you. So if there's a major signing by the Yankees tonight and it's significant, I will come back live. Yes. Damn right. Damn right. I'll probably go live Sunday as well, Hayden. I probably will. I don't think Alonso's a fit here. I can't see him coming, even if we lose Soto. I don't think Alonso's a fit here. But that's just me. Again, I don't work for the Yankees. They don't pay me anything. I just don't think he's a fit. Oh, when Soto signs, I'll be live. I was live when he was traded here, and that was crazy. That was awesome. So I had a lot of people on that time too. So that was good. I plan on doing the same when he signs, especially if it's with the Yankees. I'll be live either way. I'm going to report it no matter where he signs, but I hope it's with the Yankees. I really do. But have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much. Peace and love to all he is. And again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have any notifications, turn those bad boys on. It's about to get hot up in here. So, Hayden, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, 1 year to the day he signed. He got traded to the Yankees. The same to February 7th? No, February 6th. December 6th, excuse me. December 6th, he was traded to the Yankees last year. So, thank you, everybody. Have a great night. See y'all tomorrow.